This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
Hello, Silk. I sent you the co-host, and this is odd. It's just three of us in here right now.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Silk. It might just be you and I tonight.
Well, that's okay. We can still conversate because there's a lot to conversate about, girl.
Oh my gosh, it is the wild, wild west out there. I mean, so much great is happening, but man, are people turning against Trump in such a bad way? It is so horrible to see.
They're actually turning against their own interests and just following the propaganda, but we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it all.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So, hey, Santino, I'm gonna throw you the co-host, and then everybody, please, if you guys don't mind, the ones that are here, reposting it, and you too, Silk, get your people in here on your
Yep.
page.
I just took it and posted everything. Yeah. Hold on
Yeah,
one
it's
second.
crazy. It's crazy. Hello, Santino. How are you? Are you
Everything is
there?
moving kind of slow. Hold on one second.
Okay, you're good. No, you're good. Hi, Santino. Go ahead, say hi. Are you doing abs again, Santino? Hello. All right, Silk. Whenever you're ready. So let's
Do you know that I was just talking with the mic muted?
Oh my goodness! I thought you were doing sit-ups and you couldn't talk.
No, I don't know what I'm doing myself. Like today I did this 20-minute ab class and then I decided to go to the gym and walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes and then I did arms and then I completely beat myself up. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, but I feel good, but yeah, what can you do?
I know. Well, I'm glad you're here. It's a
You
little
know what
bit
they say, Jenny?
what?
You have to have the skills to pay the bills.
Amen to that, right? It's a little slow going getting people in here right now. So, if everybody can just repost the space, go down and do we have a purple pill here, Santino, or no? No, doesn't look like we do.
Yes, we
Oh,
do have we do have a purple pill.
okay.
I'm gonna go share this into the group DMs. If everybody else could do that, please share your group DMs or wherever where your DMs are. Just share it out there. Let's get some more people in here. And hello, love. How are you? Is it Diamond? Are you there?
Silk, silk.
Silk.
Yep.
I always
Yep.
say
I'm
Diamond.
here.
Silk.
Dominant is here.
I meant to. I was gonna tweet. I came across that video of you and your sister laughing. So I'm sitting here for 20 minutes by myself. I know I sound crazy, but I am laughing and laughing, watching you guys laugh at that Michael thing. So I have it in my drafts with, and I'm tagging you, but I just it never gets old. It just never gets old.
It never gets old. It turned into a GIF, or you can call it a GIF, that GIF. It
It
turned
just
into one
keeps
of
on
those.
giving.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And so if somebody say something funny, oh, they're gonna get that laugh, honey. They're gonna get that laugh back. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Thank you so, so much.
Yeah, it definitely gets you going, Silk, for sure. So everybody, for those of you that don't know, Silk typically gives us about 50 to 55 minutes of her time because she goes over to Lindell TV to do her chit chat line that she has every night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys have questions for Silk, please feel free to request a mic. We will unmute your mic at some point in this podcast. But Silk,
Yeah.
if you haven't been in here with Silk before, she's a hoot. She has a lot of facts, but she's also a lot of fun and she's funny. She needs to do a stand-up comedian show. So um, we're going to talk about everybody. We're going to talk about the wild, wild west that we're seeing out there, and get Silk's perspective of what's going on. Go see a lot of positive things happening, but we see a lot of these infiltrators, fake podcasters, influencers, whatever you want to call them, that are just losing their mind and turning and the so-called Trumpers, right? No longer Trumpers anymore.
Correct.
So yeah, what are your thoughts on all this? So give us your take, my friend.
But certainly, you said it right. The so-called Trumpers. Okay, we first off, we have to understand what's truly going on here. This is something that has been going on as it pertains to President Trump for a very, very long time. These Democrats and the deep state snake Republicans, the swamp dwellers, they love to set up what I call landmines. Okay, they did it back in 2016, 17. And now they're doing it again. They set these things up because they knew President Trump was coming into office. All right. Just so happened this one, as it pertained to Epstein, President Trump did not take the bait. He did not take the bait. I want people to understand that. Now, when on July the 12th, 2025, at 5:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, President Trump posts on his Truth Social, he talked about what was going on as it pertained to Epstein. Okay. And in this long post, he said that why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, Cricket Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with Russia. Russia hosts 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more. They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me. See, I was there when they did that. I was there in the middle of all of that with that fake dossier and Hillary Clinton and all of that. When I saw that and read that, now I knew what was going on. This is not about Epstein. This is about what the Biden regime and these Decepticons did to this Epstein report, to all of the different information concerning Epstein. All right. They took and redacted and replaced and removed and then wrote the documentation and the files about Epstein. So why am I going to believe these liars? All right. Why do I want the lie to be out there? Okay. Now you have different individuals like Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and some more folks. They feel like they are the influencers of the century, and that if they say something, then everybody is just going to bounce with them. Well, they got the wrong one here, because Silk ain't going to bounce with them. I understand exactly what's going on. And these people, these Democrats, they took and set another landmine for President Trump to step on, all right, to entrap him. And because President Trump did not take the bait, guess what? That's why you see Democrats out here talking about release the files, release it. We want it released. Well, if these files was written under Jim Crow Joe Biden by his Decepticons and operatives, if they was written then, why didn't they release them then? Why wasn't these files released under Joe Biden? Why? Because they didn't have it for Joe Biden. They wanted to entrap President Trump with these files. And it would have been really inappropriate, and it would have been terrible if President Trump would have allowed these files to come out that was written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and many more other Decepticons there in the Biden regime. It would have been terrible, horrible. Now, what I am seeing is these so-called MAGAs. Though a lot of these people ain't nothing but trolls. They have infiltrated the MAGA movement. And whenever you post anything about Epstein, I get a whole slew of people talking about their Trump supporters, their MAGA supporters, and they're mad at Trump. But now if I post something good about what President Trump done, I don't see none of these people nowhere. They don't come out nowhere. They only come out when it's something about Epstein. So that lets me know. And when you go to their profile, a lot of them don't have no pictures, or they have some type of AI looking picture. That lets me know all of this was a setup to push this particular narrative. And these so-called influencers, they are the ones that's continuing the propaganda. Now, we have plenty of Epsteins walking around here, starting with Joe Biden himself. All right. And President Trump and his team have been arresting a lot of pedophiles around here, finding a lot of missing children around here. But you don't hear nothing about that. Why? Why is all of that quiet? And all we hear the Democrats crying out and talking about is release the documents, release the documents. They won't it release, you all. They want these documents released so it can make President Trump look bad. Everybody could be mad at President Trump. And it's the sad thing. I keep telling you all about loyal Trump supporters who's been with Trump through thick and thin since the beginning of it all, understands exactly what's going on right now. We understand what's going on right now. It's nothing but a setup from the get up. And it's all to entrap President Donald J. Trump to make him look bad. Just like they did with the Russia. They made all of that stuff up. And when like I said, when I read that, I said, okay, that's exactly what's going on here. Now, is there any clients, a client list, a database, or whatever? It probably is, but I'm pretty sure it's done been destroyed if the deep state had an opportunity to have their hands on it. I'm pretty sure it's been destroyed. Okay. There's probably a black book of clients. Hell, we already know about a lot of the clients, but they still walking around. They ain't been locked up. Okay. So why are people making such a big issue out of the Epstein files and allowing that to be the hill that they die on when we have many, many more Epstein walking around here, raping children? And the only one I see doing something about it is President Donald J. Trump, because Joe Biden didn't do nothing about it. Except all he did was open up the border and allow it to happen. Allow the child sex trafficking to continue, the human trafficking to continue, the children to go missing. He allowed that, and nobody is going after Joe Biden. Now, Epstein, they say he's dead. He's supposed to be dead. So why are we going after a dead man when we got a live man still walking around here that allowed it, named Joe Biden? That's how I see it.
So what do you foresee, in your opinion? What do you think? How long do you think this nonsense is going to go on? Like, I mean, behind all this, we have so much winning going on that they're so focused on, kind of like they were the drones and all this other stuff, right? It's like they talk so much about it, and then all of a sudden it dissipates. But we're going now, into 3 weeks of this BS? It's just nonstop talk about it. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, there's so much winning going on.
I believe something else, as always, will come in and take its place. But see, Democrats want to keep this here going because we got the midterms coming up, and they think that they can win some seats in the midterms off of this one issue. And I'm like, y'all, this ain't gonna happen. Okay, we got a lot of good things going on. We got surpluses going on. People don't even understand about the surplus, the more money that's coming into our treasury, with the tariffs and different things. But we, Jenny, as the underground media, we have to continue to report the truth and then get off of this wagon, this Epstein wagon that's really going nowhere, because the documents was written by these crooks. It was written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, James Comey, Brennan, and these losers, and criminals of the Biden administration. Okay, we know this. Now that we know it's written by these losers, you ain't going nowhere. You gonna lose. Okay, so I believe once again something else will come in and take its place, and then it'll take its place. But President Trump, listen, he ain't got time to be fooling around with people. Everybody sitting back saying he's this, he's that. At the end of the day, President Trump is doing a phenomenal job, and he's doing what needs to be done for the will of the people and the will of America. It will take and destroy America and Americans. Let me say that, Americans. If a lot of the stuff is put out there that is not true. Okay, look at how they did one of Epstein's lawyers. I can't even think of his name. It's one of them long names. Look at how they did Dershowitz. That's right, exactly. He was a lawyer for Epstein. All right, the first thing the media said is he's a pedophile, and they kept it out there. And they try to destroy that man's life. Thank God he had a little money to fight back. But the average one don't. The average one is unable to do that. President Trump is not out for destroying people's lives based off of something some crooks, some corrupt bastards done said about this man named Epstein. Okay, so I believe, Jenny, that eventually it will go ahead and die off, and that President Trump, he liked to play 3D and 4D chess. He already have another ace in the hole as it pertains to Epstein and everybody else, because at the end of the day, he's only going to want to reveal the truth about this thing. Okay, not these made up lies to make it look a certain way in order to take and blackmail somebody, okay, or hold somebody hostage. President Trump is not going to do that. And that's what the Democrats have done for such a long time. When you got people that come into office, like into Congress or into the Senate or political office, the first thing they want to do is have a nice party. They get these people in compromising positions, take pictures of them so that they can blackmail them. And I believe, once again, that's what Epstein and many more other folk was used for. They was used for that, so they can be able to hold that over these individuals' heads. Okay, and so President Trump ain't about that life. He's about seeing how can we do better for our country, how can we win, keep on winning, and how can we be number one all over again? Because Jim Crow Joe Biden just basically, oh my God, he just destroyed. He destroyed this country, and President Trump is making this country great again.
Amen, sister. And let's look at all the great stuff, too, amongst all of this naysaying, right? I mean, he just he just signed a bill or something that did something with the fentanyl, and then you have Pam Bondi. She just fired Comey's daughter. So, and people say things aren't happening, guys. There's a lot of things happening. Trump came out the other day saying that you're going to be very happy because you're going to get a lot of money back, because he's talking about payments are going to start on August 1st to be paying the billions of dollars. So there's so much, you guys, that's happening. I think everybody needs to focus on the positive, stay out of the noise, because, you have a lot of these. Even here, in these social media platforms, right? You have a lot of plants that are being specifically planted in our chats, our podcasts, whatever, to stir up disruption, because they like Silk said, they're trying to divide the MAGA movement and the supporters. Because the midterms are coming up, it's not going to happen. I do believe it's going to make the Trump team, or the MAGA stronger. But they're gonna go out with a fight. I mean, they're gonna go out swinging everybody, and we've been told that that's what these haters of Trump are gonna do. They're gonna go out swinging. So go ahead, Silk.
No, I was just gonna say that you're absolutely right. They're gonna do everything they can. Any little thing that they can try to make noise about is what they're gonna continue to push. I believe that a lot of these people are being paid off to push a lot of this different stuff down our throat, to keep it out there, to keep it going. Now, I'm not saying that Megyn Kelly is getting paid off by the deep state to say what she said. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying Tucker Carlson is getting paid. I'm not saying that. But I do believe that a lot of these trolls that comes down your feed to try to make it look like, oh, they for Trump, but they're gonna just move away from Trump. They're gonna get away from Trump. But here's my deal. Good riddance. Where the hell you gonna go? To some imbecile bastard back to Biden and let the Democrats fuck you? I mean, what are you going to do? Because they fucked us all for 4 doggone years and destroy our country. So where are you gonna run to? And if we don't get behind President Donald J. Trump, and these Democrats is allowed to get in here and open up this border again, we're gonna be overran and not gonna have nowhere to run. Because we're the greatest country on earth, baby. We're the greatest country on earth. So where you gonna run to? Oh, well, I think I'm just gonna see that.
Alligator Alcatraz.
Hello. That's how I know that these are trolls, because loyal supporters don't talk like that. No, we don't talk like that. We understand President Trump. We understand where he's coming from. We sit back and we allow him to do what he needs to do, because he knows more than all of us. He's right there in the thick of it all. He's right there in the midst of it all. Okay, so it is what it is, Jenny.
Well, I love your perspective, and you and I, obviously we think alike. So we just, like you said, we need to keep pushing the truth out there and keep saying and being positive about this, because the more we do that, the more people are going to stay encouraged to not listen to those naysayers over there. So everybody, tighten up your circle. It's time to pick a side. I say it all the time. We've said it for a while. It's that time is now. Pick your side, because we do have a lot of confusion going on out there. I think it's going to get more intense. So tighten up that circle. If you have 3 to 5 people you follow through the course of your journey, stick with them because they're more than likely going to get you through the course of the rest of this journey. We've got a lot of work to do on the other side, but that's going to be the cake part compared to what we've been dealing with, the psychological warfare right here. So everybody, Silk is here for probably about another 40, well, maybe 35 minutes. So please, if you have a question for Silk or you just want to say hi, please request a mic. I will unmute your mic, and you can speak with Silk. So, Coach Joyce, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead.
Well, I, for one, find it extremely insulting. People need to focus on what he's doing now, and he's doing great things. He's been doing great things. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm not even gonna lie. They're all they're all just these so-called influencers. Yeah, don't fall for it because I think it's extremely insulting to not focus on the here and the now of what he is doing. And he is doing some absolutely great, great things. And the way I see it, if we haven't put Hunter behind bars yet, what are the odds of putting these people on that Epstein list behind bars? So let it roll and just focus on what he is doing now. And he is doing some great things. And everybody comes on here talking about, oh, we're here for the kids. We're here for the kids. Well, if you're here for the kids, then you need to recognize the great things he's doing today.
Thank you so much, Coach. You're absolutely right. Hunter Biden is still walking around here free, and we got him on video, not just with children, but also with crack cocaine, weighing crack cocaine and smoking it as well. And he's still walking around here free today. You got Bill Clinton still walking around here free today. Okay. All right. And I love how you said that, Jenny. Psychological warfare. That's all this is. And that's why they're keeping it before us in the news, right in our face. They're keeping it right there because they want us to be tired. They want us to be woe out. But what we got to do, what you do is pay attention to President Trump. President Trump will steer you where you need to go. And he'll let you see what needs to be done. Okay. But if you pay attention to these naysayers out here, you're going to be woe out because that's what they're here. They're here to steal, to kill, and to destroy. They're here to just wear you right on out. If Hunter Biden, that was a very good analogy, a very, very good one. If he's able to still walk the face of this earth, I don't care what name is on this list. You think they're going to lock them up? Huh? You think they're going to lock them up? We still got J6 videos that needs to be released. But you got Mike Johnson, Speaker Mike Johnson, talking about just release all of the Epstein files, just release it and let the people decide. Okay. But he won't even release all of the J6 videos. So y'all see what we're dealing with here? Pay attention to President Trump. That's what my sister and I used to do way back in the day when they did all of this stuff back in 2015, 16, and 17. We paid attention to President Trump. President Trump will always put out a little tweet. And if you know how to read between the lines of his tweet, you'll know what to do. You'll know where you need to go. He's telling you what's going on without actually coming out saying it. And people don't even know how to actually comprehend by using their God-given common sense to learn how to read between the lines to understand that we're all being set up around here. If Bill Clinton is still able to walk his old decrepit looking ass out here and nothing happened to him, and I believe that there was a picture on the wall there in Epstein Island, huh? If Hunter Biden is able to just walk around here, guess what, you all? I don't care who's on whatever list, in whatever database, they're going to be able to take. And when they say no one is above the law, a lot of them is above the law because they keep on walking around here doing what they're doing. Let President Trump be Trump. Let him do what needs to be done in order to will and bring down this deep state empire. Okay? Let him do it the way he needs to do it. Thank you, Coach.
Amen. Thank you, Silk. Thank you, Coach. Also, too, everybody, I want to let you know that, it's like Silk says, I always say, if you're questioning who to follow, for sure follow Trump, right? He's always telling us without telling us. He's not being as coded or as cryptic as he used to be. He's coming out and being a little bit more direct. But
Yep.
also, you know, Trump and his team, they're also baiting us to see who the real supporters are of Trump, everybody. So know that. And that's for good reason, because we have a lot of these fake influencers, these plants, whatever, coming in and causing the drama. So just know that a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of smoke and mirrors, distractions, stuff like that. But they also too, Trump wants to know, you know, he said one time, I would much rather lose everything and to see who is my true supporters, right? Or
That's right.
however he worded it. You guys know what I'm talking about. But just know that they do that to us too. So if you are on the Trump train all the way, stick and stay. Don't be that teeter totter, whatever. That's why I say pick a side. The time is now. Pick your side. Don't let these fake influencers, podcasters, whatever, lunatic, libtards, Democrats, demon rats, I call them. Let them change your mind. That's what they want to do. Stick and stay with Trump, everybody, because he's not led us wrong. They're making it sound like he's leading us wrong, but he's a man of
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
promises, and he's a
Yep.
man that delivers these promises. So it's Team
Yep.
Trump, baby, all the way for me.
And a lot of people, keep in mind too, a lot of these individuals is doing this for clout. Okay, they do it for clout, they do it for likes, they do it for the thumbs up so they can get off on it. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're happy about somebody's making a good comment or making a comment underneath their post finally. So a lot of this stuff is did for clout, and they don't know how to act. So they keep going and keep saying some off-scene stuff because they know that people gonna go there and it's gonna build them up. You're gonna build up their posts. You're gonna build up their video by listening to them, by just continuing and going on and on and on. No, like Jenny said, pay attention to President Trump. He ain't gonna steer you wrong. He look at what he's undone so far, and he got us in 6 months. We have a surplus. What? And under Jim Crow Joe Biden, 4 years, it was always adding to the deficit, adding to the deficit. More money going out. Want to raise more taxes. But we finally got a president that know how money works, how to prioritize, what needs to be done in order for us to come back to life. And I want to stay with life, because under the Democrat Party ain't nothing but straight up death.
Amen, sister. All right, Adam, go ahead. Your hand's up, my friend.
Oh my God! Thanks, Jenny, so much. Silk and
Yeah.
Santino, of course. God bless you both. Silk,
Yeah.
I love you. I love your sister.
I love you too.
God rest her soul.
Thank
My
you.
mom got through some tough times that we went through COVID with watching you guys, and I love the both of you. Rest her soul, of course, and my mom just wanted to say hi to Silk.
I love you very, very much, and thank you for all the great work. And rest in peace for your sister.
Yeah, thank you so much, Silk.
Thank you.
You really meant a lot to my mother through those times and to help her get through it, you and your sister. So I just wanted to thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, that was so sweet.
Oh, that's so sweet, Adam. God bless you and your mama.
I told my mom, I'm like, Silk's on stage with Jenny. I'm like, yo, do you want to say hi? She's like, yes, oh my God. You know, so she loves Silk. And man, God bless you both.
God
And God
bless
bless you,
you.
Jenny, for putting this place together.
Thank you, Adam.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things going on right now. We got all the intelligence agency heads being put under investigation. Comey's daughter is out the door from that was handling the Diddy case. She's gone. The what's it called? The basically the person that was in charge of what is it called? Some part of the AG's department got removed as well. Integrity, the integrity head of integrity for the AG department removed. You see a lot of things happening the very same week that this came out. You know, it's there's only so much coincidence that I could you know, put together and paint the picture there. So guys, keep your faith. You know, Trump hasn't let us down, and he's a man that has fought hard, and we got to stand by his side and keep fighting. Fight.
That's right.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you for being here, my friends. All right, Miss Laura, your hand's up. Go ahead.
Sure. Hi. Thank you very much for letting me speak. So I know Diamond, passed away, and I remember you saying that she wasn't vaccinated, and you think it was from shedding. Well, I am a victim of Pfizer shedding. On 6/23 of 2021, I gave my 2 Pfizer vaccinated neighbors a ride, and I'm still suffering. I'm having massive chronic headaches, double blurry vision. My period's still all messed up yet. My fingers are numb. My D dimer, I was extremely high, and I brought it back down with some of the things like nattokinase and aspirin and so on, and now it's back up from I still think it's from exposure. Some of the vaccine injured people are still making spike proteins yet today.
Correct.
I know if you've seen that Yale University study, they said they can make spikes up to 709 days, but they stopped at that. So they're making it, some of them, not all of them, are still making spikes yet. So that means they can still have exposure. So what I'm saying is I have talked to Richard Hirschman on here on X, a couple of platforms, along with some of his people that he's working with. And I have asked him out straight up, the people that are exposed from shedding like me, and I believe like your sister, are you seeing these clots in the unvaccinated? And he's telling me yes.
That's correct.
Richard told me yes. He is seeing people that are unvaccinated, never took the shots at all, having it like if they would have rolled up the sleeves and taken the shots themselves from the exposure. So what I'm saying is I don't want to scare anyone. I just don't go in cars anymore after that, obviously, because the cars are the worst for the exposure, because we don't know who is and who isn't. And I always try to help the, people that got shedding like me and the people that are injured. I always try to tell them that they can get a study at LabCorp. It's only like $69. You don't need a, doctor script or anything like that you can find out if you're still making it. Because I'm not making it, but I think it's just the inflammation in my whatever cross.
You're getting the side effects. You're getting the side effects. Do you chew nicotine gum?
Yeah, I've tried that. I tried the nicotine gum. It didn't really do anything for me, but yeah, I'm aware
That's
of that.
an ongoing process. The nicotine gum is an ongoing process. Okay. Let me say this right here. No, Diamond did not get a shot. Okay. But I do believe it was all of the side effects that they said that one that did get the shot, that was injected with the shot, all of the side effects, Diamond suffered from those side effects, even though she didn't get the COVID shot. Okay. Then when I found out about the gain of function research and how that was actually done to make the virus or the spike proteins or what have you, to make it more transmissible so that it can shed from one person to the next person to the next person. And it's dependent on your immunity, your immune system, if you can fight that back off, or you become more susceptible to those spike proteins that's coming from somebody else, that's shedding from someone else. Okay. Now, Diamond, she had blood clots. That's what she suffered from, blood clots. And the Eliquis, the warfarin, the Lovenox, the different medicines that was out there that's supposed to stop the blood clot, none of those medicines worked. None of them worked. Way back in the day when Diamond had blood clots, she could take Eliquis, 3 days later, the blood clot was gone. But for some reason, these clots would not go away. They just actually kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger in her left leg. Okay. And so I know they got the lie out there that she died from heart disease. She wasn't being treated for heart disease. She was being treated for blood clots. Okay. Later on, because my mother had passed 2 years prior, right at 2 years prior, about a year and a half prior from Diamond, one thing, my family, we started looking around. I started looking around and I said, what is the common denominator between my mother and my sister Diamond? And the common denominator was that they were taking the same insulin. They were taking the same insulin because everybody else in my family was all right. Okay. So what I did is I got my mother's insulin, my sister's insulin, had both of the insulin tested, and come to find out the same crap that's in the COVID vaccine is also in the insulin shots. So it's not just with shedding as well, it's with injecting other medicines and different things that they have out there. It could be in the anesthesia, the anesthetics, for the dental, when you're getting your dental work done. It could be in a lot of other different injectable medicines that's out there. It could be in a flu shot. According to Judy Malkovich, this stuff was in the flu shot back in 2019. And according to Diamond's records, her medical records, she had just gotten the flu shot December the 8th, 2019. So it could be a number of things. All right. Just during her celebration of life, the only thing I could just conjure up and think of is that, hey, this was shedded upon her because she mimicked the same side effects as the individuals that had been injected with the shots. As I continue on doing my investigation, it's a number of things out there. It's just depending on your genetic makeup and your immune system is what it's dependent on. And if you are susceptible to it, then guess what? You're going to suffer from it. That's what these evil, demonic bastards have done out here to our country. So now we got to take care of ourselves. We got to do what we got to do to take care of ourselves. And Lori, like you said, hey, just stop. If you know they've been injected, then don't get infected by being around them. You're just going to have to set your boundaries, and you got to do what you got to do for your life and for your health. It's what you have to do.
Thank you, Lori. Did that answer all your questions?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Silk. I appreciate it and everything you do, and God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Okay, Brent, I see you requested a mic. Did you have a question for Silk? Your mic is unmuted.
I did. I just totally forgot it. I probably remember here in a second.
Okay, just raise your hand when you remember it, and I'll call on Coach Joyce. Go ahead.
Yes. Silk, also, blessings upon blessings to you, and everything that has happened.
Mhm.
I have lupus, 23 years. And I will tell everyone, I am so thankful. I am thankful Trump, before the election was stolen, one of the things he signed into one of his orders was to make sure that immunosuppressed people get their hydroxychloroquine first, because they were starting to snatch it up. Doctors were writing it for their own family just to make sure they had it in stock. And it was flying off the shelf. And so one of the things he signed prior to leaving office was to assure that we get our medication. And I will be forever thankful for him doing that. And I don't care what people say. Everybody says to us all the time, "Oh, you thought Trump was going to come and save the world." I said, "No, I didn't vote for Trump because for that reason. I voted for Trump because I knew he was going to come back into office and put us in a position to save ourselves."
Yeah, come on, baby. That's right. That's right.
He
God
wasn't
left him here for a reason. God left President Trump here for a reason, chose him for a reason.
That's right. And I knew he wasn't, I didn't vote for him. Everybody's like, you, so he could save the world. No, I knew he was going to put this country back into a position to where we can help ourselves. And a lot of people need to understand, when you go to vote, you are not just voting for your country, you're voting for the world as a whole. That's why everybody's in your business when you go to vote. That's why every other country's in your business. You're not just voting for yourself, you're voting for the world as a whole.
That's
and we needed somebody with strength. We didn't need no weak person in office that looked like she was going to cry every time somebody looked at her wrong. We needed somebody that was strong, somebody that could point to the person and say, "This is your house on this map.
That's
you
right.
hurt any hair on any American's head, I know where you live."
That's right.
We needed somebody of strength in that office, and that's why I voted. I didn't vote for no little wimpy person. I sat there at the graduation, at the Air Force Academy graduation, and I watched numbnuts fall on his face and then get up and point to the shadow that he fell over. I'm like, good gracious.
See, like
I
I keep
was
telling people, I was telling people that it's not about ovaries in the Oval Office. It was, for me, it was about who had the balls to build a wall. And President Trump had the balls to build the wall, build it all. Okay. And if you look under Jim Crow Joe Biden during his administration, they wanted to get rid of the nicotine. They wanted to get rid of, they call it the menthol, the cigarettes. They wanted to remove the cigarettes. What they really truly wanted to remove the cigarettes for is because of the nicotine in the cigarettes. Okay, a lot of people don't even know that. So when you talk about the hydroxychloroquine and the different medicines that President Trump wanted to remain, the deep state wanted those medicines, wanted those different things removed, because they want us totally dependent on their poison. Okay, so that we will become now their cash cows and have to be in and out of the hospital every week. Instead of going to work, you'll be having an appointment at a hospital somewhere or at a specialist somewhere. All right. So you all, like Coach George just said, yeah, I voted for President Trump because I knew he was the man with the master plan to help make America great again. He's going to put us in a position so we can help ourselves. He's bringing back jobs to this country so we can get out there and work. All of those people that's sitting up there on Medicaid and your body is able to work, he's making able-bodied person get off of their behinds and get to work. All right. That's what President Trump is all about. You learn how to do it for yourself. You learn how to fish for yourself so you can catch the big fish for a change instead of waiting on somebody to give you a little scale from a fish. And then you be sitting there talking about Mo or be bagging for Mo and you hungry somewhere. So I'm grateful that President Trump is back in office. And I trust President Trump. I voted for him, not them. So all of those thems out there, they had 4 years. They had 4 years. And what did they do in the 4 years? Our borders was open. They allowed terrorists into our country. They got all of these different people that's in our country. We don't even know who they are. Sex trafficking, human trafficking, child trafficking, all of the different things that they did. They told us men can get pregnant. Men can have periods. They took the woman. They infiltrated the womanhood. They just tried to destroy our womanhood. They emasculate our men to make them think a certain way. Mental illness was installed pretty much within the man. Okay, because they know that the man is the stronger vessel. The man is the protector. They wanted to get rid of the men out of the home way back in the day. Now they learn how to get rid of the man out of society by telling men that they can be women. That's what the Democrats gave to us. Nothing but pure straight up destruction for 4 doggone years. That's why when they say something now, I don't want to hear nothing they got to say. When I see these Republicans walking around here talking about, oh, it was bad under Joe Biden, oh, it was bad this, I tell them to shut the hell up, because a lot of you senators voted that old bastard. You confirmed that old bastard in when you knew in your heart that the 2020 election was stolen from the people, from President Donald J. Trump. All right.
Amen. Thank you, Joyce. All right, Brent, did you think of what you had to say? Did you want to
Oh
ask?
yeah,
Go
that
ahead.
was awesome, by the way. Anyways, I do have a question. I was wondering, you know how Trump was talking in his Truth Social earlier about about the Epstein, a lot of it's being made up by Comey and John Brennan. Do you think that he's actually, he doesn't want to release these files right now because he wants to get Comey and Brennan on the Russia hoax first before for that one they know they did was fake, and before they release this fake stuff that they supposedly made or probably made. I don't know what really happened, but what do you think?
I believe that President Trump is a man of integrity, and he refused to release something he knows is a lie. We all know it's a lie because it was written by liars. Okay, and with knowing and not being able to connect the dots, you got Pam Bondi there doing her investigation. Yes, she said that she had the files on her desk. She went to do her investigation, and she could not, the dots was not connecting right. So she went to do her own investigation, only to find out that these files, you all, was written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Coleman, Brennan, and some more losers there under the Biden administration, just like they did the Russia host. This, just like they tried to hide the 51 intelligence agencies, what they did with the laptop from hell, with the Hunter Biden laptop. Okay, so if they gonna take and pull a wool over your eyes with these other hoaxes, hosted posts that they done did, they doing the, President Trump has told us that they're doing the same thing when it comes down to the Epstein files. So if President Trump knows this, he's not gonna release that to the public. That would be suicide to release that to the public, because now they can turn around and blame President Trump for everything, even though it was built upon a lie. Now, I'm not saying Epstein was not a pedophile and all of this stuff. I wasn't there on the island, baby. I don't know. But what I do know is that there was this narrative that started concerning Epstein being a pedophile, all right? Years ago, it was started. They called themselves releasing some of the names. They called themselves releasing a lot of different things. Now that it's done got to President Trump, and President Trump is able to release it, we now understand that before the Biden regime left office, they went in, they redacted a lot of different stuff. They removed a lot of different things. They replaced a lot of different stuff. There's a lot of stuff that is not there that should be there, or that's there and shouldn't be there. Okay, so now, Brent, let me ask you this question. If you're going in to look at something, all right, and you know how it's supposed to look, but somebody done came in the heat of the night and they done took your whole report that you done sat there and typed all day, and they done put all of this other different stuff in there, do you release that report, or do you wait and you go in and you investigate so that you can see what's true and what's not true? What did you put? What you didn't put? What's supposed to be there? What's not supposed to be there? You're going to go in and do your, if you got some common sense, you're going to go in and do your investigation to see what's really real. Don't release all of these lies out here to the people. Now, under the Jim Crow Joe Biden, their regime, they released a lot of lies out here for the American people to believe that junk. A lot of people fell for that stuff, and now they sick today with cancer. Okay? President Trump is about humanity. He's about loyalty, and he's about doing what's right for the people. If those names that, if they had, let's say that Obama and them have a lot of hell, they might have had my name even on the list, and they released that out to the public. Do you know the media would tear those people's lives up, will mess their lives up, destroy their lives, won't even give them the opportunity to even have a comeback and just destroy those lives? President Trump is not about that. Hey, let's see what really went down. And I do believe in my heart of heart that with President Trump and them opening up that other conspiracy report or whatever they're doing, investigation, I believe that all of that's going to circle back around to even this, so that they can get down to the naked, nasty, low down, gutter written truth about it. And then everything will be disclosed to the public.
And I think real quickly, hang on real quickly, Brent. I think what people need to realize that this is bigger than just the Epstein. They're patsies, right? So this is going to explode. And what is it going to lead to? Obama, Clinton, everything under the sun, all the CEOs, the politicians, the actors, everything. So it's bigger than everybody's emotion and ego out there. So stay out of the noise. Don't listen to the bullshit, and those people with the egos and shit out there spreading the bullshit. Don't pay damn attention to them, because they're full of shit. Excuse my language. Go ahead, Brent.
No, I was just saying, I wish they would have rolled that out just a lot better, and just would have held everything back instead of saying anything. Say that you have to, there's a lot of information, and it's going to take years to go through all this. Give us some time. Instead of the way they put out that video on a holiday weekend, and then asked why we didn't ask about it. I'm hardcore MAGA. Like, I'm gonna be Trump no matter what. You always got questions. You know what I mean?
I got you, but perhaps, just think about this. with President Trump and them already know that, okay, there's some files we got to read. And they come to this point and realize that he was already, they had set President Trump up. Perhaps President Trump and them, their team did what they did to upset these Democrats, to bring them out so they all can come up to the top. Where these demons at? Where they at? And notice all of them Democrats jumped on one little bus and started saying, release the files, release the files. That's so that they can show their hands. And now we all get to see how mad the Democrats are about these files not being released. And they didn't release the files when they had the chance. Why? Why didn't they release it if they wrote it? They did it because they wanted to entrap President Trump. That's what President Trump wants everybody to see. And that's how he get them to now react to it. And now everybody is sitting back. Oh, okay, so now what's going to happen? When the truth finally get down to the truth, then they're not going to be able to say, well, don't release it. Because you already done been out there bitching about you want it released. Now he going to really do it. And then what? So sometimes it's a strategic way. It's a strategy that you got.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a way that you got to. President Trump is a strategic individual, the way he does things. I've seen him in action for the last 10 years. Okay, I know how he operates when certain things is coming down, because there's just been this big old fight back and forth. And when he see that he done been set up, no, he gonna get your ass right on back, but he gonna do it in a strategic manner. The only deal is these Democrats, they got paid trolls out here infiltrating the MAGA circle, posing as MAGA supporters, and putting all of that stuff out there. So when they do these different polls and different things, those individuals are the one that's getting polled, not the real loyal MAGA supporters. It's their trolls that's getting posed, and that's where they come back with all of these different numbers. But no, President Trump got an ace in the hole, baby. I know how President Trump operates. You will not catch him behind the ace ball.
Amen. Thank you, Silk. Thank you, Brent. All right. How you doing on time, Silk?
I have 3 minutes.
Oh shit. All right, Mr. Rusty, go. And if we have time, Adam will get to your hand as well. Go ahead, Rusty.
Thank you for having me up here, and God bless you, Silk, and your sister, and God bless everybody in this room. I agree with you 100%, Silk, on the fake letter that came out, and now all of a sudden the Democrats are wanting that exposed. People need to understand, though, that the deep state is just more than the United States. There's a lot of things going on across the entire world right now. That's all has to come together, okay?
Yep.
Before President Trump can show his hand. And so this was a deep state card that they showed, okay, that they played, just like the Trump has his card. They thought, hey, they could have, if he was in on that, they could have got him the first, as soon as they started, like all those lawsuits in New York and down in Atlanta and all that. That would have all came out. So they're holding on to this. And people, I just want you to know, we've got so many corrupt judges, so many corrupt district attorneys out there. We don't have a prayer in the world right now to bring charges against any of these people. We got to get President Trump has to clean out those DAs and lost my chain of thought.
I got what you're saying. He got to clean out.
And the judges.
Yes.
Got
to unroot the fraud first. He got to clean out the corruption first before we can get anybody in handcuffs and prosecuted.
Absolutely. Okay, that's all I had to say. Thank you so much. And again, God bless you and Diamond, and God bless the room, and God bless America.
Thank you. Thank you, Rusty. All right, Adam, go ahead, my friend.
All right, thanks. Something we spoke about like about an hour ago. Polymarket put out just in President Trump asks the FBI to investigate Jeffrey Epstein hoax files. Keyword new FBI. That would be Cash Patel and Dan Bongino's FBI,
Mhm.
not Comey's FBI, and I'll yield with that.
Correct. So if the new if the Comey if Cash Patel and Dan Bongino, if they're going to investigate this, now they're going to investigate the hoax, and now we get to see the evidence on how what's their name, Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan. What did they actually do? Okay, what did they actually do? But remember, the Democrats done already showed their hand. They already said, release it, release it. Hey, President Trump gonna put it right up on you. He surely is. Look, I got to get ready to go ahead on and go to Diamond Silk Chit Chat Live. Don't forget to go to diamondsilkstore.com and get the Diamond Silk bobblehead memorabilia. I'm giving it to you for $10 because we're celebrating 10 years of the Diamond and Silk brand. And don't forget that I'm in a movie called Pardon Me, the Beverly B. Williams story. You can go to pardonmethemovie.com. Pardonmethemovie.com to see the trailer. Share the trailer, you all. That movie comes out August the 15th, and I want everybody in the theaters on August the 15th so that y'all can see your girl working.
Hey, Sil, can you have Tammy, your assistant, send me that link and I'll push it out there through all my social medias for you.
Most definitely, dear. I will have them do it.
All right, sweetie. I love you. God bless you. Thank you once again for being here. Everybody, Silk is with us every other Wednesday. Same time, same place. And we'll see you in 2 weeks, Silk.
God bless you. Sure will.
All right,
Lord's
sweetie.
will.
Love you. Have a great show. Thank you, Santino. You were quiet today. Don't know why. Love you guys. God bless.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.